I believe we are live. Are we? Hello, let's say we're live. Welcome to Direct Mail Monday, November 9th, 2020. Steve Cypress here, and this arrived in my mailbox today from the old Dan Kennedy company, whatever it's called now, uh, with a very familiar headline to me of who else wants to be a recession-made renegade millionaire. I saw recession made renegade millionaire and immediately rang a bell because the last time there was a recession here in the United States, starting in 2008 and pretty much continuing through the entire Obama administration, where technically wasn't a recession anymore, but it was such a weak, tepid, miserable recovery that the weak economy just continued for 8 years. But technically a recession, at least for a short time in '08, thanks to another doozy, George Bush. But anyway, Dan Kennedy came out with this program, Recession Made Renegade Millionaire. I recognized the name and immediately knew what they're doing. And I said, I got to talk about on today's Direct Mail Monday. And I got a bunch of other examples because all they did is recycle the old to make it new again. And so, sure enough, I looked it up because at the time I was the number one Dan Kennedy business advisor, and I sold more of these than any other advisor. And it came out in March of 2012. So technically, after again the technical recession of the fall of '08 was over, but again, every business owner knew that in 2012, even though it wasn't technically a recession, thanks to the Obama horrible economy, it still felt like it and it was still miserable. And so Kennedy was able to come out with this program called Recession Made Renegade Millionaire. He'd already come out with a program called the Renegade Millionaire. Now decided to come out now in spring 2012 in March, decided to come out with a recession made renegade millionaire. And now again, little late this time because the recession, happened in the second quarter and the third quarter. GDP in America went up almost as far as it went down. It went up over 30%, about 33, I think. And economy is on the way up again. But still, what the heck? Let's retread, let's recycle an oldie but a goodie. And now they're coming out with the coronavirus version. So now it says, even in this, where is it? There it is. Oh, I'm on the wrong side. Boy, there it is. Even in this coronavirus economy. So in 2012, if I would find my stuff somewhere, I'd see that it would have said, even in this down economy or this weak economy, because again, it wasn't technically a recession in 2012, but it was, of course, an incredibly weak economy. And you could sell a lot of programs like this. And I held an event in 2011, again, years after the recession technically ended. I held the Chicago Recession Buster event. 2011 had over 300 people there, so business owners. So it doesn't have to technically be a recession, of course. Again, if you have an inept economically inept administration like the Obama administration, it felt for the entire thing like a recession. And you could sell a program called Recession Made Renegade Millionaire. And now, again, a little late, the economy went down and very quickly popped back up again. Although, I guess technically with this election, if all the cheating and fraud and all that kind of stuff, the Trump team isn't able to prove it, because it's usually easier to be the cheater in our system than it is to go after the cheaters. I mean, look how many of the criminals just go scot-free. OJ, Hillary Clinton, Trump, Mitch McConnell. You can go on and on and on and on. Joe Biden. Where's Hunter? You can go on and on, but usually it pays a lot to be a criminal in our society, and it's really rare. The Bill Cosbys of the world are very rare that actually have to pay the price for it. So good luck to the Trump team proving the obvious cheating and fraud that went on to switch this election overnight in the dark of night on election night when Trump was ahead in all these swing states to, like, you wake up and, like, oh, hundreds of thousands of ballots materialized out of nowhere. I hear they came in sworn affidavit saying they came in on trucks whole bunches of Biden ballots came in on trucks with out-of-state license plates into Michigan or Pennsylvania or whatever, and blah blah blah, as if cheating isn't well known in Chicago, Detroit, Philadelphia, the big corrupt cities with their corrupt machines. But the Trump team, it's their fault. They knew they had to win by a large margin, although you would have thought the few 100,000 votes in Pennsylvania would be enough. But no, all the anti-Trumpers had to know is how many votes do we need, and then in came the truckloads of them. So we'll see if Trump can prove that, or to the court's preference, because they'll rule on it. It's as if on the last play of the Super Bowl, just when you think the game's over, there's a what do they call it? Geez, I haven't watched the NFL in years. The instant replay challenge or whatever. They throw the flag on the field. I don't know if they still do that. You know, flags on the field. The refs are going to look this over in the booth. We're looking at the replay, and while they're looking things over, which is right now in the election, do you think one of the teams starts celebrating and claiming victory and having a parade and fireworks and like, well, I guess that happens in politics because when you got the media behind you, they can do everything they can, which is brilliant marketing, to make it look like Biden actually won the election. We shall see. It's nowhere near over. But anyway, if he does get back in office and wants to go to national mask mandate, which leads to national lockdown, very anti-business, and raising taxes, very anti-business, and all the regulations they want to put in, very anti-business. It very could turn around into a down economy again, which would make this good timing. So, but my point is, you see the recycling of an old idea. Why come out with a new one? Just take all the copy that's on both sides of these and undoubtedly on a website and elsewhere, and all the marketing for this, and just add in things like even this coronavirus economy instead of even in this down economy, which it would have said in March 2012 when the program first came out. As for the program itself, I pretty much probably just recycle the entire program. Maybe add in one bonus report on something, or maybe you do go in and change the words or whatever. Maybe there's, I knew there were references to this. Let's see. Oh, no, there won't be now. But there were references back then to Kardashians and other companies that were making lots of money even during the recession. And you might change the references now. So that's what recycling means. That's today's lesson on Direct Mail Monday is you get something that works, keep it working. I build done-for-you lead generation machines for clients. It does a lot more than just generate the leads. It also converts them into clients. And once we get it running, why would the client stop using it? Just like any machine, you got to maintain it, you got to tweak it, you got to keep it working. Things change, but here you go. They saved this from March 2012, and bang, in the fall of 2020, what's old is new again. Recycle that, get it out there, and sell some more of the recession-made Renegade Millionaire program. Just now call it the coronavirus version. Similarly, I look back through some of my stuff, and now that's recycling in a good way, although I'll bet this works for them. This is a crappy offer of 25% off at a retail store, but it must work for them because as you can see, this Bed Bath Beyond, they do it over and over and over. Boom, boom, boom. It's the same 20% off. Mailing over and over and over. It's always 20% off any item in the store, but this one came in the fall. Notice how it came in the fall. Fall is full of savings. And here it says the pricing is good. Down here, the pricing is good October 5th through October 12th. And yet it expires on 12/24. This one came about a month ago. Also expires 12/24. And this one just came a couple of days ago. Also expires 12/24. So the same thing. Same stuff on the top, same everything. Just same everything. I would have changed the expiration date. I wouldn't have that be the expiration date for months, but they pretty much not changed anything else front or back. And this one is a self-mailer. You can open it up. If it was all intriguing at all, I would open it up. But 20% off, who the heck cares? But this is get a jump on Thanksgiving, best of fall sale. Same thing, 20% off. And fall sale that expires on Christmas Eve. Anyway, another example of recycling. This must be working for them because they're using it over and over and over with minor changes. You know that I show you a lot of stuff from this company, Renewal by Andersen, Doors and Windows Company. This arrived last week. I thought it was intriguing, and I was going to talk about it on today's Direct Mail Monday, just the fact that I hadn't seen this before. It says here, like, punch out this hole to put it on a door. So it's a fake door hanger. I mean, it's not really perforated. It's not really a door hanger because it came in the mail. All right, there's the postage stamp and my address, or address valued reader at my address. But it comes with this fake handwritten, it's printed on. It's not written out by hand by anybody. It was written out by hand and then mass printed. And I read it wrong. When I first read it, coming back from my mailbox when I got it, it says, "Our black is the dollar of the year." And I was like, what? And I really actually thought I had read it correctly. Like, black is the dollar of the year. I'm like, with all this Black Lives Matter and social justice and racial inequality, everyone's a racist. Everything has to tear it all down, burn it down. I actually thought they were talking something about black is the dollar. And then I realized, oh, don't be a loser, me. It says our Black Friday sale is the biggest dollar discount of the year. Call my office, Bob. So they wrote it around this, cut it out, make it a door hanger thing. You might want to not do that because it confused me, and it might confuse lots of other people, because here it said Friday sale biggest discount. I was like, yeah, Friday sale biggest discount, but our black is the dollar of the year. What? So, but this intrigued me. I don't know if you can see this on the camera. I think you can. It looks as if that is bleeding through on the other side. I thought that was cool, and that's what I was going to talk about today, till I got that obviously recycled, recession-made Renegade Millionaire piece. And then I said, let's talk about recycling and repeating what works over and over. But that is interesting to me, that they not only printed the handwriting font here on one side, but they printed it in reverse, really light, and broken up on the back to make it really seem like that's handwritten ink, like a Sharpie that bleeds through the other side. I mean, first of all, this is heavy cardstock. A Sharpie, I don't think, could bleed through the other side. Let's give it an old test. I didn't think about this, but I'll pull out the old Sharpie, and we'll give it the old test. So let's write on here. Yeah, this isn't going to bleed through. Not in, well, I shouldn't say not in a million years, because who knows what paper decays in a million years, but I don't think this is going to bleed through. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, I wrote on there test. And I went over and over it a little bit with Sharpie. So let's see if it bleeds through on the other side. I think I see it there. Yeah, there's test. I see it, but didn't really bleed through. Like you see the rest of it with the fake bleeding through. But, I can see it actually a little bit. I don't know if you can. You kind of see it there. Test on that side. You can see through it a little. But anyway, this fake bleed thing I thought was interesting to make it look like it's handwriting. But germane to today's point of recycling, when you get good use of the WOW strategy, an irresistible offer, and target audience you want to get it to, and you found a way or ways that it works, in this case, direct mail, you do it over and over and over. Here they take slightly different forms. Here's the door hanger. And what does it say on here? This is the November 27th biggest discount of the year. $349 off a window, $949 off a door, and then 0 down, 0 payment, 0 interest for 2 years. Then this one was October 31st deadline. And this one was $275 off a window, $850 off a door, but then they added in, take an extra $500 off the project. So they did the math, factored in, and then the old 0 down, 0 payment, 0 interest for 1 year. This one said for 2 years. So slight change there. That said 0 interest for 2 years. This one says for 1 year. And then here were a couple oversized postcards with the same thing. 1 month only. Hurry up. $320 off a window. $870 off a door. No money down, no payments, no interest, 2 years. Again, oh, and an extra 3% discount for cash. It says that on everyone also. Extra 3% discount for paying cash. And doesn't say that on this one, but okay. And then another one. This was a 31-day sale, and the deadline here, March 31st. So we're going back to spring for this one. And yet, same thing. 300 off a window, 825 off a door, 3% discount for cash, no money down, no payments, no interest for 1 year. So you can see the same thing on the front, the same 300 off a window, 875 a door, 3% for cash, no payments, this, that, interest, whatever. So similar. When you find something that works, their slight tweak is to make it for 1 year with the no interest and no payments, or for 2 years. They slightly changed the amount off on the window: 300, 349, 320, 275, 870 off a door, 825 off a door, 949 off a door. By the way, interesting, I got this door hanger one I was thinking about, and I said 349 off a window. That is the biggest one I've seen. You know, I do pay a little attention to this, as you can tell, and I've shared this on some earlier Direct Mail Monday videos. And I was like, recently I saw that in the back we have a broken window, a small window on the top, like a 1x2 small window above our practically floor to ceiling, like 5 picture windows going across our back to get the great spectacular mountain view. And I noticed, I don't know, did a bird fly into it or a rock, or maybe it just broke, or I don't know what happened, but we got a broken window on the top. And I'm like, 349 off a window, that would practically make that thing free. Maybe I'll give him a call. And then I said, oh, look at this. Check it out. It's got a little number 1 here, right? A little footnote, number 1. That clues me into what's known as, you hear me talking about it a lot, we call it the Weasel Clause. Sounds like an incredible deal. Now let's watch them weasel out of it. And sure enough, I turn it over and I read the Weasel Clause language, and they make it easy for me because they put it right there in bold. Applies to purchase of 3 or more windows and or entry or patio doors. 3 or more, bucko, they're saying to me. Don't even think we're coming out there to replace 1 window and give you $349 off. You got to get 3. So they weaseled out of that one, and I'm not using it. But look how much it almost worked. And if I had 3 windows to replace, I have a feeling that would have worked. Another one I show often that is recycling, what's old is new again, is Moon Valley Nurseries. This is a big nursery, probably the biggest one in the Phoenix, Scottsdale area. Multiple locations, 7 physical locations around what's known as, we call it the valley here, because Phoenix is surrounded by mountains. So all different phone numbers, all different locations. But every time they mail one of these things out, which is a massive, folds out into 3 panels and then opens up again. If I can open it up. Oh, the other side. Opens up so that it is a massive front and back, full color, big deal here. But every time they mail it out, I have no doubt in my mind they bring in multiple tens of millions of dollars. I mean, now, of course, they're selling trees, right? So what does a tree go for? 3,800, 7,600, 9,600, 19,000 for something, right? So they're selling, that's 10 giant hedges, what they call the Hollywood style hedges for privacy. So, big pricing to sell trees. Of course, they bring in multiple millions of dollars every time they mail a piece. So why would you think, hey, we got to mail another piece, let's go to the drawing board and start from scratch? I mean, if I was their consultant, they'd look at me and go, you're fired, you're crazy, what are you, an idiot? The thing works. Just send it out again, change a few words. So let's take a look. Here we got this latest one, which says it's the best time to plant, because the fall, I don't know enough about it, but I know from having lots of clients who are landscapers and do planting and stuff, and tree people, that the best time to plant is the fall. 50% off plus free planting. All right, well, planting the trees of summer is 50% off plus free planting. Plant trees of summer today again was also 50% off plus free planting. And the summer staycation sale. See, here in Phoenix, Scottsdale area, it's almost always summer. So spring, fall, it's kind of summer. And then there's winter. Like, for instance, today, so like around 70, but 3 days ago it was 98 degrees. on like November 7th, the all-time hottest day in the history of November. 99, I think it hit. The forecast was 98. It hit 99. We almost had a triple-digit day in November. So there's a lot of summer here. So summer, but same thing. You see the same. If I show you these, they're all the same, right? But this is like red and yellow. This one, kind of same thing. They're using red and yellow. This one is using blue and some kind of flowers behind it. And then this one is black and red, right? And then on the back of the panel, before you open it, 50% off fall kickoff sale going on now. This is the one I got today. But then over the summer, it was the you buy it and we plant it on the top, and then all the locations. This one says, again, you buy it, we plant it, and something else, and all the locations. And this one said, you buy it and we plant it, and all the other locations. And then the inside, I guess, different trees during the different time of year and whatever. But you see, okay, it's a massive thing with 3 panels folded out, so it's 4 times 3 big panels. Steve, how do I fill all that space? Well, I'll tell you how. You do it once. And when it works, you got it. Now recycle. Don't you believe in recycling? Come on now, in 8 years, the planet's going to end if we don't do something. We got to recycle our advertising and marketing. So this works for emails, social media posts, as always on Direct Mail Monday. These are basic strategies and tactics and tips. They work in any way you're going to use, for a phone script, in person, a brochure, a website, social media post, a Google AdWords ad, whatever it is. You got something that works, you run it. Think about TV commercials you've been seeing on TV for 10 years. I mean, My Pillow guys, same thing over and over, and so many other ads. Set it and forget it. Ron Popeil ran that one for years. All kinds of TV commercials run for years, right? Plop, plop, fizz, fizz, Alka-Seltzer ran for years. Have a Coke and a smile. They change their slogan every few years, but it's always the same thing. Happy people drinking Coke, passing it around the cookout or whatever. So do the same thing. Get your piece that works, tweak it a tiny little bit, change the colors, change the word fall to winter, change the deadline, change a couple of prices, tweak them minorly, test out some new offers. But that's basically it. And I did say yesterday, for those of you with me, that today would be the first time in about a month that I have not shared on Direct Mail Monday something to do with political advertising. Because finally, even though it hasn't been decided yet, the election is most. I'm pretty sure somewhere they're figuring out how to get some more illegal ballots in there, because I think the mail-in ballots can still come in, which means you can, cheat and get them in there. But for the most part, voting is over. The election is over, and now it's just up to deciding who actually won. I love how they say Trump still has a chance to win, or to, like, it's over. Okay, it's just counting them. If he does be adjudicated that he won, he already won a week ago, right? It's already over. But anyway, I did get something in my mailbox after Election Day, and it was an anti-Joe Biden ad. And check it out. It was also a form of recycling. So here's one that came, sometime about a month before the election, and with a picture of a frail, old, crappy-looking Joe Biden, but it says free health care and college tuition for illegal immigrants is Joe Biden's priority. Here in Arizona, we don't want that. Magic words here, because we're a border state. We're right on the border, and certainly the wall has absolutely helped this state tamp down all the sex trafficking and drug trafficking and illegal crap going on. So it's a real buzzword, illegal immigration. It affects our economy here a lot. So free health care and college tuition for illegal immigrants, we know that's just a magnet to draw them here and cause havoc and obviously hurt the lowest rung of the economic ladder, because those are the people that illegal immigrants that come in and aren't trained and don't speak English, those are the jobs they take. So the Democrats, for some reason, they keep doing that. Say that they want to help the poor, but they keep implementing policies that actually hurt them. And that's one that would, of course. But there it is, the Sleepy Joe photo with the free healthcare and tuition with little light blue, times are tough, the man is weak. Well, then this one came. Same exact one, only this time it's got a yellow background, the times are tough, the man is weak. Same thing, free healthcare and college tuition, even the same photo. right? Different on the other side, I think. Yeah, different on the other side. So this shows some medical something and whatever. We're pushed to the brink. Oh, kids are having a tough time learning at home from teachers who, first of all, aren't good to begin with. Second of all, they're not good at technology. Uh, I'll give you a hint, parents. You don't have to subject your kids to those teachers when they're online. There's plenty of online learning. Spring for the 20 bucks or something and get a course from a good teacher. But I digress. This one was same line. Families are struggling, but it was just the medical. So here it's families struggling, but it's more than just the med. But the back, exactly the same. So again, they've recycled the back, and then they did it again with this one, only this is not the same photo. This is the photo, the other, there's only two ways you see Biden. Either he's frail, old, slurring his words, obviously demented, or he's the obviously demented, angry old man just screaming at you. And that's when this is, but it's the same thing. He wants to give free health care and free college tuition to illegal immigrants. The times are tough. The man is weak. So slight change, but slight change. Headline copy the same. Negative image of Joe. Here's an image of him as the screaming, angry old man. Here's the image as the frail, demented old man. I guess they're both obviously they're both demented. They're Joe Biden, but this one is the demented, screaming guy. This is a demented, weak guy. But anyway, another great example of recycling. You got something that works, and then so I design an ad, a mailer, social media post, an email campaign, whatever for my clients. It works. They're giddy with excitement because it's been a long time since money came in that easily to them, if ever, probably never. And they come running to me, Steve, 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 it worked. What do I do next? Well, now you know what I tell them. Send it out again. They're like, again, I just sent it out. Send it out again. Change the background color if you need to feel good that you're not sending the same thing. But basically, send it out again. Change the deadline on it to make it 2 weeks later. Send it out again 2 weeks later. Send it out again and again and again and again and use it over and over and over and over. And don't think that next year I'm not going to get multiple mailers from the Moon Valley Nursery that look exactly the same, and I'm not going to get stuff from Bed Bath Beyond every month that looks the exact same. The one thing I'm not going to get ever again is anything in politics about Joe Biden, because almost no chance he's even still in office, even if he gets into office by the next election. So likely he's run his last race. Anyway, that'll do it for Direct Mail Monday. Do you recycle? Or do you make the major mistake of thinking you got to start from scratch somehow? By the way, advanced tip on recycling is recycle some of this stuff. How do you think they did it? I have a feeling they did not come up with their stuff from scratch. They saw what somebody else did. Could be somebody in the same industry, similar industry, total different industry, different area. Could be whatever. And they said, if this works, I mean, if it's from out of town and you see something that works, like call the owner. Say, okay, I'm a dentist too, but I'm not in your city. I have no intention of moving. I'm not going to compete with you. I'm just calling to see if you can help me out. Your mailer here, your email, your social media ad, it looks fantastic. I want to kind of model my advertising on it because I have a feeling it's working like crazy. Am I right? I mean, at least give me that. And even if you're talking to the secretary, they're likely to let you know, yeah, oh my goodness, fills up our waiting room every day. And the doctor started 2 more locations because of that ad. So he's been running it for years. Yes, it works. You're off to the races. Make it your own. You don't just steal it word for word. Of course, you never do that. But to recycle, to use something as a basis, get it working, and then use it over and over and over. That is one of the keys to ongoing success of advertising, marketing, and sales. And that'll do it for Direct Mail Monday. Thanks for being here today. I'll catch you tomorrow on Topical Tuesday. How do I end this thing? Here we go. Over and out.